Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. You can check out later on today 4 Things with Amy Brown. That is a very wonderful podcast. On this week's episode, Amy talks about a book she's currently reading called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone and reads a short part from it.
Oh, emotional jail. Everybody could benefit from hearing about emotional jail that we often trap ourselves in.
I think I'm serving a life sentence, if I'm being honest with you.
Exactly.
With no parole. Check out 4 Things with Amy Brown when you're checking out a new podcast, if you haven't done it yet. All right, let's go to the news.
Bobby's Big
Story.
Well, this week there were 2 massive lotteries. One of them, the Mega Millions, nobody won. There was one person who won the Powerball last night. Last night's drawing was worth an estimated $730 million. A single winning ticket was sold in Maryland. The cash option is $546 million, but the numbers, they're all out there. They're all pretty high numbers. Nothing under 40. Usually, 2, 7, 10, 12, something in there. But yeah, somebody hit it last night. I haven't checked my tickets to see if I won anything. I did buy some tickets for this. The night before, though, I hit like 9 Powerball numbers.
Wow.
That's for $18. You get $2 for one of them.
That's good.
Yeah. It was number 16. This one's over. The other one, though, is happening again Saturday night, if you want to get in. Did you guys play?
I forgot again.
You forgot. Well, good for you.
Yeah, I checked my numbers. I didn't get one single number. Like
Lunchbox?
on all my numbers, not one.
I mean, I got a few numbers here and there, nothing major. I mean, like $12, but I mean, I guess I'm happy for those people or a person that won. But Friday, I'm gonna, I'll win a bit. I'll be richer than them on Friday.
A grandmother has been using the same lottery numbers for 2 decades because her husband had a dream about all these lottery numbers. So she recently won $50 million on those numbers from her husband's dream.
I mean, but it took 20 years.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Lunchbox, that should give you hope.
It does, and that's what I'm saying. All the money she invested, it was worth it because she won the big one.
She says she'll be able to use it to buy a house, help her children, travel when it's allowed again. So I saw that as a lottery story. But Lunchbox, it's not an investment because one doesn't affect the other. Like once you're eliminated from this one, they don't care how many lotteries you've played in the past. Your odds do not get better the more you play the lottery.
Well, I would disagree. I don't understand your logic.
No, it's not your logic. The fact that you played this lottery and lost doesn't mean anything about you playing the next one. It has 0% of what you play this lottery affects that one. None. Your chances are not better at all for the next lottery because you just played this one.
Because it's not like a skill you get better at.
And it's not something you can save up and be like, look at all of this that's been building up over time. Once you're eliminated, you're done. It's like a coin flip, right? You flip a coin, it lands on heads. It has no bearing on what the next coin flip's going to be, period. It's just absolutely a million worse odds.
Huh. I mean, I think you are smarter than me, so you might be onto something, but I still have to play because if you don't play, you can't win.
Now, that is accurate.
Okay, so I am right on that part.
If you don't play, you can't win. That's right.
Right.
All right, let's do more news.
Bobby's Other Big
Story.
Ever since all those home DNA tests hit the market, people have been finding out, well, my family isn't exactly what I thought my family was. Here's a big one. A woman just posted how her Ancestry DNA test showed her father wasn't actually her father. Ooh. Now, that's a big story itself. Because I think he bought the whole family tests, and then she takes it and is like, well, turns out you're not my dad. But it was who her dad is. Her biological father turned out to be an old family friend who's now a billionaire.
Oh.
That is the best Christmas present ever.
Well, so
the mom, is she still around? Is she like, well?
The test showed that the man she thought was her dad was not, and it gave her the name of the man who was. She confronted her mom and aunts and says she was, quote, shook. But her dad recognized the name on her biological slip there. He goes, huh. And so she Googled him, and it says he's a billionaire. Here's a clip of her talking about how she tried to go and meet her real dad.
I confronted my mom and 2 of my aunts immediately. Everyone, including my mother, was shook. But even my dad recognized the name. Apparently, he was an old family friend. So I Googled this dude's name, and he's a billionaire. And naturally, like the unstable millennial that I am, I drive halfway across the country to his corporate office. I tried to give him a letter, but when he heard my name, he refused to meet with me. Basically, all it said was thank you because I'm really happy to be alive.
Kind of gets sad there at the end.
Yeah, because she was acting weird.
Well, she was doing a TikTok.
Okay.
Being a little over.
Oh, dramatic, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's terrible. He needs to. He doesn't need to, but I hope one day he opens up and is willing to meet her.
I would have to imagine. I agree with everything you're saying, but let me play the other side of it for a second. I would imagine if you're a billionaire, you have a lot of people coming at you all the time saying they're cousins, saying they're your kids. That I would imagine that once he finds out the accuracy of this,
Right.
and gets over maybe some embarrassment that he has, he will open up and be a part of this.
True.
But you just have to think, listen, I'm on the radio. People act like they're my cousin all the time. Or we'll be at shows in Boston or Bakersfield, one side of the country or the other. And they'll be like, hey, you have a second cousin, Lenny, that's here? First of all, I don't even know a Lenny. Second of all, no, I don't. I mean, that's every city you go to. So imagine that times, a billion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you hope that they do end up kind of meeting up.
Connecting,
And
right.
then also, if they do, maybe he can break her off a little something.
Yeah.
Because you still get
Exactly.
to have the same dad as your dad. He's never not going to be your dad, the person who grew up raising you.
Yep.
Now you get a little bonus cash from the side.
From the family friend.
From the family. Yeah, from a friend. Wink, wink. One of the story, a 25-year-old professional video game player has been forced to log off for good. He had to retire due to a thumb injury. His name is Thomas. He goes by the online moniker Zuma. He announced he was stepping back from gaming. Successful guy, too, but can't play with the speed and
Dang.
accuracy. It'd be like Tom Brady having an elbow injury.
For sure.
Quote, it breaks my heart to step away from a game I put my heart and soul into every single day for 8 years. An earlier hand injury had forced him to get thumb and wrist surgery. He couldn't compete against some of the best players in the world. Quote, I don't regret anything. But he's a really successful game player who can't do it anymore.
Wow.
There you go. That is the news.
Bobby's Big
Story.
You guys hit us up. The phone lines, looks like they're pretty clear right now. You got some stragglers calling in, but if you have a question for us or a comment, 877-77-BOBBY. 877-77-BOBBY. Luke Combs, Better Together. This is the Bobby Bones Show. Got a phone number you can call and scream into. I'll tell you that in a second. But today's the last day you can do it. And this comes organically because Amy brought this up to me going, hey, I'm going to do this today. So I'll do that. Also, 2 passengers were arrested at the airport for brawling with each other, and I'll tell you why.
Oh.
These people that fight in airports, they blow my mind. Like, take it outside because then it's not a federal crime. We'll talk about that. I didn't have the greatest day yesterday. I got a whole list of things that happened to me yesterday. I got a little rain cloud over my head currently.
Another bad day?
Well, let me tell you what happened, and you can be the judge on if it was a bad day or not. All that on the way, and your calls, 877-77-BOBBY. Be right back. Tomorrow, Thomas Rhett will be on, and also a mystery guest who's coming on. This mystery guest has been on the show one time in the history of the show. When they came on, it's a pretty big deal. But this mystery guest tomorrow, which will be on around 7:20 Eastern, 6:20 Central.
Interesting.
But then all the time zones get all wonky on me. So 7:20, 6:20 Central. Mystery guest on tomorrow morning. Let's go over and talk to Megan. Hey, Megan, how are you? Thank you for calling the show. What's going on with you?
Hey, Bobby. Thank you. I had a question. Previously, I was in the medical field. I'm going to be turning 27 next week, and I'm going back to school for accounting. So my advice, or was wanting to see if you could give me some advice on kind of starting all the way over.
Sure, here we go.
It's Bobby Bones, world-class advice giver.
Here's my advice to anyone wanting to start a new career, new profession, new hobby. Immediately start it. You're going to wait around. It's never going to be the exact right time. But the sooner you get started, the sooner you can feel comfortable, and the sooner you can start to thrive. You're never going to feel like this is the exact moment where I'm absolutely ready to make a change. But the sooner you make that first step, the sooner it can be normal to you and you can actually start creating a life. So the fact that you've made that decision at almost 27 years old, you make it great. 26, 27, that's young as crap. 46, 47, that's young as crap. You can do whatever you want. Don't let a number define what you can do and will do in your life. Just do it now. If you're going to make a change, or you're thinking about it, let's go. Commit. Go. The sooner you commit and go, the sooner you can live your life. So many people. And there have been times in my life where I've been the victim of, let me just wait till the right time. There's never a right time. But every time is the right time. So I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm glad you shared your story. Here's my advice to you. Let's go. Pivot and push. Okay?
Alrighty. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Congratulations on making a big choice. Here's the thing about choosing, too. The worst thing is to not make a choice at all. Because at least if you choose wrong, you know it was wrong and you can get yourself back on track in a right way. The worst is to make no decision and sit in some purgatory going, I don't know what I'm going to do. I would rather choose the wrong thing than choose no thing. Because when you choose nothing, you learn nothing, good or bad. And even learning something bad is learning something to put you on the right for the good. So don't sit and just wonder. At least make a move. And if it turns out to be wrong, at least you know that wasn't the right move. And it's one step closer to getting put in the right place. Thank you. Here, let me step down for this.
That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Yeah, that's right. She's still on the phone, too. I didn't know she was still there. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here. That's what I needed to hear. I'm in college right now. I'm trying to push through, and I was like, I heard that you were taking questions. I was like, I'm going to ask Bobby.
Push. Never stop pushing.
Push through.
Push through. 2 things.
All right.
Career, and life, and 3, labor. Never stop pushing.
Yes, labor, delivery.
All right. Hey, have a good day, Megan. Appreciate you calling.
You too. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. The worst thing you can do is just sit back on your heels.
Does that, can't think of exactly what it is, but you'll know when I say it, that tree analogy work here? Like planting a tree.
Oh, okay. So the analogy is, it's an old proverb. The best time to have planted a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now.
Right. There you go.
That's it. Like, yeah, the best time was, but you know what? You didn't plant it 20 years ago. So the second best time is right this second, because it's going to be 10, 15, 20 years, blink of an eye, and you're going to go, dang it, why didn't I do it again? But this is micro and macro. This is lifetime career, but this is also getting your butt on a treadmill.
Oh, yeah. Or I was thinking even getting out of bed.
Yeah.
The best time to get up out of bed was 20
micro
minutes ago.
And macro. The only thing holding you back is you. That's it. Nobody else. The only things you can control are your work ethic and your attitude. And then you're the thing holding you back. If for some reason you're not getting what you want in life, that's on you. You can blame it on other folks. Wah, wah, woo, woo. We all got problems. We all come from situations that were difficult in one way or another. But that's on you. And if you start lower, and I've said this before about myself, I feel like as compared to a lot of other folks, I kind of had to start down lower in the socioeconomic part of my life. I grew up very poor. And I had to put a little more into it, but the opportunity was still there for me. When I see people go, man, there's just no opportunities. No, that means you're not willing to put in the work. There are opportunities. Take it from a food stamp trailer park kid that didn't really have parents. Was it harder for me to get to even to compete? Absolutely. But it's there. If you want it, it is there. All right. feel like I'm in the middle of a TED Talk. I want to stop for a second because I'm on one right now. Thank you very much for the call. You guys feel free to hit us up, 877-77-BOBBY. 2 Spirit Airline gate agents were injured, and 2 passengers were arrested when a fight broke out. Actually, they listed as a brawl because the gate agents wanted to check the size of their carry-on bags. Most times I feel like airport fights aren't worth it, but this one's definitely worth it. What are they thinking? No, that's not worth it. The incident happened on Sunday while the passengers were trying to board Flight 646 from Detroit to Atlanta. They said, hey, we need you to prove that those carry-on bags were the appropriate size. The staff was then physically assaulted as they closed the door. And here's a clip from the video that someone posted.
Oh, my God. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And they're physically, it's like sumo wrestlers locked in with each other in this fight.
Gosh.
It's not, they're not standing back popping fists. They're like locked up, bear hugging, fighting. And you know, a fight video is next level when they can't even explain what's happening, when they can only react with like, ooh, ooh. Because most will be like, oh, wow, I got him good. But no, when you're just like, ooh. That reminds me of like America's Funniest Home Videos when people would like get racked or like hit themselves. You don't go, oh, look at that guy, he just got racked. You go, ooh. Okay, there's that one. There is a Just Scream hotline that has been aimed at reducing stress. An elementary school teacher has created a hotline for people to just scream on. Just Scream is the hotline created, and there's no live person. It records your screaming, and then it's uploaded with 70,000 other recorded screams, and you can go back and listen to it. Today is the last day of it. Amy was talking about she wanted to call it.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what it was like.
No, that's not what you wanted to see. Be honest. Our listeners deserve your honesty.
Okay, I wanted to see if I felt the release that science says comes along with screaming, because there is a reason behind it. I've even read some articles where it says like you should maybe carve some time out of your day to go lay down, take a few deep breaths, and then scream and cry, do whatever, kick as loud as possible, and then return to normal breathing and carry on with your day. So that's kind of what I plan on doing.
Nice.
I mean, just to test it out for the hotline.
Well, if you want to call during this song, you can.
Okay.
Have you called it? You haven't called it.
Not yet. I was waiting. Shall I go lay down in your office?
Why would you have to lay down?
She has to lay down and do
That's
the
right.
whole
I
thing.
read
the
it's
kick and
good to
everything.
lay down.
I'm going to play Gabby Barrett and let Amy handle her business. This is I Hope Bobby Bones Show. Call us 877-77-Bobby. Next up, a mom's, quote, brilliant way that she told her husband that she dented the car. You tell me if you think this is brilliant or not. We'll do that next. I told you that our guest bathroom has to get redone because there was a leak in the shower. It's gotten into the floors. It's also gone into the guest bedroom. Told you all that. And Caitlin uses the guest bathroom. She was like, I'll just walk over there and use that shower in that bathroom space. Don't have to share. It was music to my ears. That bathroom's actually nicer than ours too, but okay. So it has a leak. We're done. We're like, can't use that one. So she's been sharing. I'm not kidding you. There's something wrong, I guess, with the plumbing. There's a leak in my shower.
Oh, boy.
Has warped the wood floors that are near it. And so now we've got 2 bathrooms.
Oof.
So it's just all falling apart.
Yeah. Well, what's happened to the inspection on this house?
Yeah.
We only lived there for like 6-7 months. We go to we have 2 guest rooms, go to the other guest room, boom, shower won't come on last night.
Oh, my goodness.
It starts squirting out of above the shower head where the screw is.
Yeah.
Can't screw it back on, don't know what the deal is. So we gave ourselves bird baths last night.
I was about to say, when's the last time you showered?
So did that last night. Also, I wonder if I can play this. My car is making the weirdest noise. I drive in yesterday and it's going.
Huh.
So not only are my showers busted, I'm going to see if I have all. It may be terrible video, but I did take, because the problem with when your car's broken is sometimes it's broken, and then when you want it to be broken to show the person to fix it, it doesn't show that it's broken.
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's
good.
awful.
Whoa.
Okay.
So everybody's
Whoa.
dog right now is going. So that happens yesterday.
That ain't no carburetor.
And there's more. Yesterday, they're finishing the studio that we're building at my house for the radio show. And they were doing some digging, and apparently they didn't mark the lines right. Popped right into an electric line.
Oh, my goodness. Dude, it can't get much worse.
Well, it can.
No, not
pretty
for
much
house
it.
stuff.
Pretty much maxed out there.
Wow.
So
But,
for
yeah.
2021, I'll be broke.
Jeez
Basically is it.
Louise.
So all that happened yesterday.
You thought 2020 was bad.
It was a crappy day. It was just one after the
Sorry,
other,
man,
just
that's
taking
terrible.
jabs. All right. What did I say I was going to do? Oh, here you go. We'll lighten it up a little bit. Okay, funny or no, here's a mom's brilliant way to tell her husband that she dented the car. By the way, remember when Amy wrecked the client's car?
Yeah.
I think Mazda gave Amy a car at one point.
Yeah,
And then
for,
she wrecked it.
I think I had it for 2 weeks.
A woman is sitting in her car calling her husband. She reminds him of when she was pregnant, and he told everyone, "We're pregnant." Then she hits him with something else unexpected. Here's a clip of the video.
So remember when I was pregnant, you told everyone we're pregnant?
Yeah.
And remember when I gave birth, you told everyone we gave birth?
Yeah.
Well, we dented the car.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it.
So dumb.
No, it's clever.
Her name is Emily Mickey, mom of 4. Her husband's a police officer. This reminded me of also when when we all dented Amy's car.
All right, we did.
Right. We did it together. Shout out Mazda.
That's funny. Let's go over and talk to Cody in North Carolina. Cody, you're on the Bobby Bone Show. What's going on with you?
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
I was just listening to Lunchbox talk about him and his wife trying to learn how to drive a stick shift, and I figured that replacing a clutch might be better off than getting pulled over by the police.
Well, what happened with you?
Well, I was trying to teach my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, how to drive a stick shift, and we went to Walmart parking lot, and she was doing pretty good, so we decided to get on the road, and all of a sudden the blue lights turn on behind us, and we get pulled over, and the officer says, "Ma'am, we got a call about you being careless and reckless and that you might be drunk out here driving." So it might, I think I'd rather replace the clutch than have to go through that again.
So when the cop comes up to your car, and obviously it looks like someone's impaired, I mean, you're swerving, what do you tell the officer?
Well, I just sat there and laughed. I let her do all the talking. If she got into this, she can get out of it.
So did she have to do a walk the line test or anything?
No, thankfully they pretty much knew once they got up to the window that she wasn't impaired. She was scared to death, and he kind of messed with her for a minute, but no, she didn't have to do that.
That's funny. I appreciate the call. Lunchbox is going to go home either today or tomorrow after the show. He's going to go and present her with the deal.
Yeah, I'm going to present her with what you said I should do, and I'm going to see if she'll agree to those terms, and we'll go from there. I don't know what my wife's going to think about it, but
You're going to tell her that she will learn under your guidance, but if she burns out the clutch in your car, she has to pay for it.
Yes, or if she causes any other damage, because she could accidentally hit a curb. You have no idea what's going to happen, so I want to make sure I get it on record and she's cool with it.
I want to mention 2 things before we get into a song here. We're going to play Thomas Rhett in just a second. On the show's podcast today, we can't play it on the air, but Raymundo is releasing some never before heard audio of Amy getting upset when she can't record a commercial right. Right, Raimundo?
Yep.
So it's audio that Ray says, quote, Amy does not want the world to hear. So we're going to put this on our podcast today. This is Amy in her natural habitat trying to record a commercial and it not going well.
Oh, no. I can't.
How long you been holding on to this, Ray?
An entire year, and it's some words I never thought I'd hear Amy say.
What?
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
So search The Bobby Bones Show. Find the podcast today after it's loaded. It usually goes up about an hour after the show's over. And listen to the whole show. We do the show. We do extra. So listen to that never before heard audio of Amy.
Okay.
I'm going to mention HelloFresh as well. This is not a commercial, but I gave Eddie my last two boxes.
Yeah.
Because I've been gone a little bit. And so Eddie hit me up yesterday, and he was like, man, this is the greatest ever. He's got his 12-year-old son cooking.
I mean, not only is like the food is really, really good. I'm a food snob, first off. So like all these things that come in a box with recipes, I'm always like, come on, please, I can do way better than this. But it's really, really good. Like it tastes really, really good. And better than that, my 12-year-old, he's doing them. He's doing it from start to finish, Bones. I'm watching the basketball game and he's cooking. I'm like, he's 12. This is the best thing in the world.
I would compare that with me cooking for Caitlin.
Probably.
Well, he might be ahead of you, actually.
So
Bones, when I see him cutting like potatoes, I think of you. I'm like, oh, that's probably how Bobby does it.
I do.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Whatever you're saying, yeah. Backside of a butter knife, that's me. Then let me say this. HelloFresh.com. If you go over there and you type in Bones 10, you get 10 free meals when you order on your first 4 boxes. So it is fantastic. There's a card that tells you how to make it. It's all fresh ingredients. HelloFresh. Type in Bones 10 and you get 10 free meals whenever you order boxes. But that's from Eddie. They didn't pay us to talk about the show.
I love it. And anytime you want to give it to me again, I'm taking it.
Well, if I'm gone, I'm going to give it to you because it's all fresh stuff.
Yep.
So, okay. There
Thank
you go. Thomas Rhett, what's your country song? Again, that's HelloFresh.com. Type in Bones 10 as the promo code for the 10 free meals. It is fantastic.